This is a Wok Burner that I just got through building with a few things that I had laying around. This is an old ATV wheel and some conduit. I did buy a burner on Amazon, and I'll link that in the description for you in case you're interested. Alright, let's get started. First thing I got to do is drill a hole so that I can put this burner in and let it stick out the side like this. Alright, so I started this hole by just starting the drill bit like that, and then I eased in slowly, and this is aluminum, so it cut down through there pretty easy. Now I'm going to attempt to burn the paint off of this thing without melting it. And that ought to do it. I'll let it cool and I should be able to brush all that paint right on off. So I've marked off 2 inches on some used pieces of conduit that I have laying around. And I'm going to use that to make the legs. First I want to flatten 2 inches of each one of them. So I'm just going to start right on that mark and crank it down. Do that last little bit. I'll just hit it with a hammer. And that gives me a nice flat that I can attach to my wheel hub. Now, if you don't have a nice big vise like this and can't compress that in the vise that you have, or you may not even have a vise, you can just beat it down with a hammer. You're just not going to get as nice, crisp lines like that. I've got this divided up into thirds right here, and so now I need to drill holes to get my legs in place. Now I'm just going to mark each leg, and since I didn't really mark these holes, I'll have to keep each leg for the hole that I marked it for. Alright, and I'll get those drilled out. Alright, so I've got the legs bolted on. The next thing I'm going to do is attach some braces at the bottom so this thing doesn't really wobble. I've just marked an even mark all the way around. I came 25¼ inches from the top rim to here all the way around. I made these pieces just like I did the legs. These are like 14 inches long. Just kind of get you a measurement on your legs and see where you think it ought to be. And I am going to weld these on there. Now this is galvanized conduit. You should never weld it. It produces poisonous gas when you weld it. Be sure if you, well, just don't weld it. I do it out in a open air with a fan blowing the fumes away from me. But if you don't want to weld these, then just bolt these on just like you did the top part. Oh, I thought I'd been recording and I wasn't. I can weld this last one on there for you. Okay, I welded those braces on all the way around, and now I've got something that doesn't wobble. Kind of hard to tell on this mat. I'll show you in a little bit how it doesn't wobble, but next thing I got to do is get the burner in there. And you know, I've got a bunch of holes and uneven surfaces, and I need each one of these pins to sit on something. So what I'm going to do is I've cut some little scraps of steel. Put one there, and the last one goes there, I believe. Yeah, and that's going to make it nice and stable. Then I cut a piece to go up underneath that I can put a bolt through into this hole to hold it in place. And that's got my burner installed. Okay, so it comes with a regulator and a hose. Okay, let's light it and see how it does. Okay, I got too much air going to it. I have the air set all the way open. I'm going to turn it down. So on this particular model, I've got to loosen this to get this to spin. So I'm going to shut it down quite a bit, and then we'll see if it'll light. It will light with no air. And then we can turn it where it'll give us a better flame. Okay, so you see the orange in there? So I'm gonna, if I give it more air, that orange will go away. That's starting to blow off the jets. So I'm gonna have to leave it a little bit. Kind of get a mix right there. That's pretty good right there. Now I'm pretty sure when I've got a wok on here, I'm gonna have to have some space between the wok and this rim so that air can get out. I'm thinking I'll probably have some problems with my flame. I'm probably gonna have to come back and add some little steel, some like steel U pieces that come over the edge in 3 places. That'll lift that wok up enough to let the heat come out around the edges of it. That's got it all finished. I did make some little steel pieces to go over the top like that to raise the wok up off the wheel a little bit to allow for some airflow. All I got to do now is start some cooking. Hope this was interesting to you. Thank you for watching.